You should be too terrible.
Hmm?
You should be too.
Yeah.
But that's true.
I think that's like a shop. They don't even need it.
No.
But for now. Yes, if fair versus. So if you want to come to that, I'll actually be there tomorrow. So if you want to come to the friends, they will.
I'll be able to see the person talking over there too. Cool. Catch up.
Checking and I'll remember the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
good.
Charge it before, put it in. I think I wish was a.
So is our sound on?
Should be. I think everybody. And then they're on up front there.
Yes, and look at mine, you know.
I'll keep saying that.
Mine here, I just don't know if the sound comes in or not.
Like, this is very obviously a issue.
Testing 1, 2, testing. You need to move over.
You ready, Luann?
So I think so. We're checking on sound.
Okay. Sounds good. I will make a phone call.
Let me get out of it, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Call this meeting to order. Lori, you roll call, please.
Harnett,
Here.
Jermzel,
Here.
Cameron, here, Cook.
Here.
And Lewis.
Here. Please silence all cell phones, please. You pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What's that bad chair tonight?
They're all bad.
Okay. Approve the agenda.
Okay, I have some issues with the agenda for tonight.
Okay.
I would first like to address the agenda item that was added for Mr. Bob Worth on November 12th. On November 12th, the drafted agenda prepared by the office administrator did not include Mr. Worth. And on November 13th, the supervisor directed that he be added. However, the only document that we received from Mr. Worth is a brief request asking to be placed on the agenda with no background information provided. Our meeting agenda policy clearly states the agenda items must be accompanied by background information helpful to the board, and that residents are not to be placed on the agenda unless the board has previously determined that their concerns should be added to a future agenda. It also states that residents should first bring concerns under public comment, and then if appropriate, the board may place the matter on the next month's agenda with proper documentation. Because this request does not meet the requirements of our policy, I request to remove this item from tonight's agenda and allow Mr. Worth to speak during public comment as the policy provides. The next item I would like to address is an item from last month's agenda. Last month, the board had an agenda item titled Potential Charges Against Planning Commission Members for Misfeasance, Malfeasance, and Nonfeasance in Office. That item was tabled and it does not appear on tonight's agenda. Because the matter was tabled and remains unresolved, I am requesting to add the item under old business tonight and list it as a potential action item, so the board may determine how it wishes to proceed. And in addition, following up on the OMA allegation response, I would also like to add an item under old business regarding the township's response to the Open Meetings Act allegation concerning the Planning Commission August 11th meeting. This item should be listed as a potential action item so the board can determine how it wishes to proceed with the commitments made in the township attorney's letter dated October 30th. And then also, I'd like to add under new business an action item is the MTA Winter Academy, January 13th and 14th. For all the attendance of board and commissioners, this is a time sensitive item to get the early bird prices.
So let me just recap. I want to make sure I've got this all. They're requesting to remove Mr. Worth, add the planning commission. How did you phrase that?
I can make the motion if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the agenda with the removal of item 1, Bob Worth communication regarding a request and township ordinance procedures and policies, and the addition of tabled item potential charges against planning commission members for misfeasance, malfeasance, and nonfeasance in office to old business and action item. And also under old business, follow up the OMA allegation response and add 2 action items. And the addition under new business and action items, MTA Winter Academy.
My request was turned in on the 12th and it was stamped by Jackie.
Your request had no documentation with it. We did not receive that until you walked in the room tonight, and that's against our policy. So that is my motion. Support.
He did turn in an explanation. I will be addressing a township board about the lack of communication regarding a request and also about your township ordinance procedures and policies.
Okay. And
So he did.
It does say residents are not to be placed on the agenda unless previously determined by the township board. Did we vote on that at the last meeting?
But it also says agenda items intended for board action may be placed on the agenda by a board member by emailing the officer or supervisor no later than 12 Friday. He did do that.
This information is what we need to have in order
To put him on.
to have him on the agenda. This information was not there, and that's not the only item to prevent him from being on this agenda. He is to bring it to us via public comment, and we as a board can decide whether he has pertinent information that makes it legitimate for him to be on the agenda.
Hopefully your sake you followed through with that last year, the 5 years.
This is a public comment, Mr. Worth.
Just addressing your policy.
Well, moving forward, following the policies and procedures, and that is also one of the procedures up for discussion on tonight's agenda.
We have been working on that every meeting that something has come up. We've been trying to stick to the policy.
But that's not our policy.
It is our policy.
No, it isn't.
Laura just read it. Wasn't that what she read?
What are you stating that is not the policy?
There is no time that he's supposed to turn this in.
It does say that any residents, or does it say right there? Any residents. He added to next month's agenda. He's supposed to bring information. Come on, you find it right here.
But I'm talking about being placed on the agenda.
He can be placed on the agenda and he's supposed to bring accompanying documentation. He gave us 1 sentence. I will be addressing the township board about the lack of communication regarding requests. We can't do any research or have a leg to stand on if we don't know what he's going to be talking about or have anything to discuss if we don't know. He couldn't be more vague if he tried. I will be addressing the township board about the lack of communication regarding your request and also about your township ordinance procedures and policies. That's a very wide open void.
Agenda items must be accompanied with background information helpful to the board members for understanding the issue.
If not, he just brings everything, or we can't have any open dialogue about anything if we don't know what we're going to be talking about.
So what you're telling me, nobody's done this before,
I'm not saying a word about that. I'm
Okay.
saying I am trying to follow policy.
but you've never done it in the past.
Robert, I am
We're moving
okay with
forward.
this.
We're moving forward and we're doing things according to policies and procedures. So none of this happens again. So
So it's been first and seconded.
Okay, you've heard the motion has been, motion has been seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, Laura, need a roll call, please?
Jarvel,
Yes,
Kanya,
yes,
Hamilton, yes. Cook
Yes.
and Mr. Lewis.
No,
so
motion passed.
we could put, if you want the agenda items to add to our agenda to make it a little easier today. Number 7, under new business, would be the MTA Winter Academy. And then action item 11 for that. Number 14 under old business would be tabled potential charges.
Now, where's potential chart? Number 8, you said?
Number 14 under old business would be the tabled potential charges.
How come you didn't tell Jack or call Jackie and have her put that on the agenda?
I did, and she said that it was any item that has been tabled for discussion should automatically go on the next month's agenda. And I asked her about it. She said she presented that to you, and you said you're gonna wait and see if someone brings it up tonight.
Right.
So I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just saying, if something is tabled, it should automatically go on the agenda for the next meeting. And then on our old business, number 15 would be follow-up on the OMA allegations. And then under action items, number 12 would be the potential charges. And number 13 will be the OMA follow-up.
No, it also says on this agenda policy, items will not be added to the agenda at the beginning of the meeting unless time-sensitive situations arises.
Well, I believe time sensitive, when someone makes a formal complaint to you, that is time sensitive, that it needs to be taken care of in a timely manner.
That was addressed.
It has not been addressed.
Yes, it has been.
That's why
addressed.
we're discussing it today.
It's been addressed
it
from
was
the
tabled.
attorney and also,
We will discuss that when because it's on the agenda now, so we can adjust it, discuss it at that time.
but why is it time sensitive? It's already been,
It hasn't been.
yes, it has been.
Robert, I'm not arguing with you. This has not been, I have proof that it has not been satisfied to the letter from the attorney. From what he outlined, those items have not been addressed.
We need follow through, so
There's no follow through.
if we discuss it,
Well,
we'll
we
we'll
didn't
know
follow
that
through
we're,
with the attorney.
We-
Also-
But he tells-
He told us what to do. We sent a letter to the motion, and that has not been done. So we'll discuss it when it's time.
Okay, 16 was what?
15, follow up.
OMA
OMA
allegations.
allegations.
16?
There's no 16.
Okay, there's no 16.
Action items 12, and do you have 12 and 13? 12? If you're writing on your plastic.
No, it's not.
Potential charges is 12 and OMA follow-up is 13.
What was 11?
11 was the MTA winter.
MTA.
Oh, okay.
That's-
Pricing.
11.
and that's time sensitive, so we can get the discount.
I realize that.
Okay,
12 is
Potential charges.
13.
The OM.
ME follow-up.
Yes,
Mhm. Okay, minutes of the October 20th and special meeting October 24th. I make a motion to accept the minutes from the October 20th and October 24th meetings, special meeting.
Support.
There's been a motion and it's been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. Okay, treasurer's report is copies of the bills.
Motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
Support.
you don't
No, you-
accept that, we just
paid it, so.
thank you for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can pay mine too.
You know,
I make a motion, we pay the bills. Sure. Has that been supported? Okay, there's been a motion to pay the bills, been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, Laura, need a roll call, please?
Charzell,
Yes.
Kynet,
Yes,
Cameron, yes, Cook.
Yes. Yes. Okay, any public comment? And remember, you can only public comment one time for 3 minutes.
Other people's time.
nope,
Not supposed to.
Congress does it. Start my time when I reach the podium, Mr. Cook. Thank you. All right, as you can just see a quick synopsis of what I put in. You guys are charging 37 cents a mile to deliver FOIA requests. You pay 70 cents for 33-cent net loss. Amazing. Your October meeting of 2021, you can see listed duties and responsibilities were needed. As far as I know, any minutes never said anything, and Robert replied on the other. My letter that I received from Ms. Cameron concerning my request. I'm rebuking that because, as you can see, procedure for special land use, the very first thing is such application shall contain a description of proposed use. A carport is not a proposed use for a SLUP. It's just zoning. It's never been approved to operate as a church. That was recognized by Ms. Denzer on the third page here. Back on the September 8th of 2025 meeting, you can see that. So I'm just wondering, is that misfeasance? So if that wasn't done correctly on the part of everybody involved, July 14th, I requested request copy of the special land use permit for the Michigan Sand products on Birch Run Road, because you could see that they were not in compliance when it was approved. And I received correspondence back on July 17th, August 14th. I asked any updates in October or Monday, August 18th. And Ms. Denzer said a review of Michigan Sand product has not yet been conducted. Just wondered, 4 months, how long should you have to wait for that? to get a reply on that, because you can see how things are just, they're just not being done correctly, folks, and you have time and time and time again said we need things done correctly. Sharon, at the August meeting, township board meeting, you replied that, the zoning or the planning commission members needed to be investigated for malmission because they weren't following the ordinances. I'm just asking, should everyone on the board be a leader and follow the township ordinances that are written for yourself? Just nod your head. Should they? You just wonder why you don't have a trailer permit hold for your vacant land on Barnes Road there by your granary. That trailer's been parked there for a long time, and I got the report of the applications, and you don't have one. Shouldn't you follow the ordinances too? Huh? For thee, not for me? And I have quite a few different things where publications were not done correctly by the secretary of the planning commission, time and time again. It's costing the township money. Your slot for the tabernacle, I wish you would get that corrected, because I'd like to see them remain as a church. Don't put them through another one of these. Also, last meeting, planning commission, it was also discovered that another
Your time is up, sir. Thank you.
publication
Thank
was
you.
not done correctly.
Thank you.
Time are we gonna start doing this?
Thank you, Rob.
Applications,
Robert.
investigations, or is it just
Thanks, Bob.
inability to do your job? Resign from the planning commission, let somebody do it, can do it.
Is there any other public comment? Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I got a few handouts I want to give everyone, a couple. Before I get started, because I'll be 3 minutes. That's, yeah, that's. That's that actually. Do. And then you two are need a copy of this, and I'll try to get all this in on this presentation. Okay, Steve Lay, 7600 Osborne Drive. As you can see from the handout I just gave you from the November 20th, 2023 meeting minutes of this board, that I indeed did hand in over 100 signatures from residents of Murphy Lake. And last month, Mr. Loomis, you argued with Mr. Davenport and even denied ever even seeing them. Well, these are your minutes. So I tried to give those minutes to the present that to the planning commission on September 11th. I did present it there and ask them to put it in the minutes, the 100 signatures. They didn't. On September 18th of 23, I presented it to this board, asking to put it in the minutes in the administrative file, and it did not happen. So I'm certainly hoping that all three of these dates, because you can see on the 20th of 25, I did on November, submitted 100 signatures of township residents requesting enforcement of the ordinances and stop all short-term rentals on the LR district, as requested to be placed in the administrative file. So I hope all of those are in the administrative files, because you know, what if we have an audit that is maybe a court-ordered mandated audit to these township records? You see, Mr. Loomis, these are your minutes, because you're the supervisor, okay? So for you to argue last week and debate with Mr. Davenport over receiving these signatures, go back and watch the tape. It's childish, immature, and totally unprofessional. And you made his point, which he was saying that we lack leadership in this township, and you just did that. You know, as far as the written charges that are also in that document regarding conflict of interest against Ed Maskey for his role with the setbacks of the Lake residential districts. So the only thing, we doubled the size of the ordinance that year, and the only other thing that got touched was Lake residential. And Ed was driving that wheel, and the evidence I've given you, and it's in depth. So I'd be willing to come back at any time and present further or be on the agenda. But you can see very clearly that all the evidence is there, just like these 12 counts that I don't hope you'll sweep under the table. Those are evidenced by our township records. So is that totally. And it goes on. If you wanted to highlight it, I also gave you a copy if you get a chance. I don't know if you've had a chance to read, but look at section 5 of the conflicts of interest charges for bylaws under the for the planning commission, because both Mr. Opperman and Mr. Maskey have violated that very clearly. And how much time do I have? Yeah, Gerald. Minute?
24 seconds.
Oh, boy. Well, as you can see, I come back at any time and present, but these charges, again, were evidenced by township records. And there were 26 activities that took place regarding that conflict. He was involved, Mr. Maskey, and all 26 made the motion, either seconded, voted it all, and brought in all the correspondence. That's your record. So please take the time. I'd answer any, it's so involved. It took hours. I appreciate what you're doing.
Thanks, Steve. Any other public comment? Okay. Budget amendment.
It's just gonna be an item you'll need to vote on.
Didn't we vote on
Now we have to make
the
a,
money?
we have to make an amendment to the budget because it wasn't budgeted in. So we have to make an amendment and move it from contingency into, so that will be a voted on item.
Okay, number 3, adding trees around the podium at cemetery.
That's me. I got a call, so Jackie got a call, and then I reached out, Ms. Settle bought 2 trees for the cemetery. She already had them planted to the podiums. It's by the Veterans Memorial in the cemetery. The total was $550. Was able to secure a discount, and the Legion paid $300. They reimbursed her $300, and she was just asking if the township would be willing to pay the remainder $250. They were concerned that there was openings and people could drive, and they didn't want anyone driving over there. They wanted to definitely make sure there was a secure barricades that looked nice as well. So where they placed the trees would prevent, it would definitely provide a block and a shelter from the backside. Just added protection. And I ran out there, and they're very nice trees. They're 2 ornamental pears. They're quite tall, so they're very mature, and I think they're gonna be a beautiful addition. I mean, they look great. So she was just asking if we would reimburse.
Do residents normally plant trees?
What is that?
Requested?
Not requested.
Recruited.
Thank you. She was recruited by Terry Jones when he was the supervisor for getting the cemetery ready for Memorial Day. She still continues to do it. She gets the flowers all ready for the ceremony that's done on Memorial Day. And so, no, it's not typical, but she has a vested interest in there. She said because of her family members. So she said she paid the money, and then the Legion said, well, we'll reimburse you $300. Why don't you ask the township? So that was their suggestion. She didn't just say, hey, I did this, I'm demanding money. She simply asked if we'd be willing to do that. So,
Does she normally get reimbursed for the things she does on Memorial Day?
Yeah,
Yes, she normally does.
yes.
how does she usually get reimbursed for that?
is that something that's in the budget or you kind of plan on each year? For the cemetery care? Upkeep?
I know I didn't put anything,
Is that a budgeted item?
Robert? Yes, I think it is.
is it?
I'd have to go back and look, but I know we always reimburse her for the flowers and stuff.
Okay,
I can tell you that much.
okay.
Yeah, I don't have the budget in front of me, but I'm sure it's in there. Okay, number 4, office staff to accept 2025 winter tax payments.
This is just something needs to be approved, that the office staff has the ability to accept payments in my absence for the winter taxes.
Now, let me ask you this, do they have to be bonded through the insurance company?
They are just taking them in and putting them in a drawer, and
So they don't need to be bonded?
no.
Okay. Just asking. Number 5, distinction between recreation plan, site plan, and planned units developed.
At the Michigan Township Association zoning and planning training that was held October 29th through the 30th.
I participated in sessions focused on planned unit developments and their implementation under the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. Following that training, I conducted additional research into the township's historical records for Tri-County aggregate. Through this
Amy?
review,
I don't want to interrupt you, but we was told by Jim, our attorney, insurance attorney, do not discuss the lawsuit in public.
um,
Oh, because you're saying the gravel pit, I'm just saying.
this was submitted to you early on for your review and approval on the agenda. You put it on the agenda, so I assumed that you wanted
Yeah,
me to
but what
speak.
I'm saying is, I don't think we should discuss the gravel pit or Cedar Lakes Estate, because Jim, you can discuss your training. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, do not discuss the
We
gravel pit.
reviewed the whole report as
Okay.
to what I was going to share, and you
Okay,
chose to put it on the agenda. I assumed that meant that you wanted me to. share.
I'm just asking you not to mention the gravel pit or Cedar Estates.
Then I won't.
Okay.
It was very informational, your report.
Thank you.
Yes, it makes it much clearer and tells how these things figure into any future requests too.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the training you got. I'm just saying we shouldn't mention the gravel pit since we've got, what, 2 or 3 lawsuits against us on that?
I don't think this is specific to the lawsuits or.
Well, you mentioned Tri-City aggregate.
Well, because that's our historical record, but nonetheless, if you didn't think that it should be shared, then you shouldn't have put it on the agenda.
I'm not saying your training shouldn't be shared. I'm saying we shouldn't mention the Tri-County aggregate.
Okay, but again, I turned in the whole
Okay.
report in advance.
So you knew it was on there when you.
And now we look.
Okay, number 6, policy redrafting and publishing public notices.
So we had policy for drafting public notices that were actually, they were drafted by the Planning Commission in 2019, but they were never actually drafted and put into effect.
Yeah, they were talked about and voted on in April of 2019, but never got written up.
So we went back, we have what they were, and then we went through and we adjusted them somewhat to make it, instead of just for special land use, it was for public notice drafting and publication for all boards and hearings. So if you look in here, you can see the changes from the original draft that was never put into place. And this is a draft that we could use if you think it's applicable and covers all the bases. Do you have any questions?
So the first one here has never been used.
It was never actually implemented. That was written up in 2019, but it was never put into place, voted on. It was never acted on. It was just like a draft, and it just stayed out there as a draft. So we went and did the policy and procedure, public notice drafting and publications to try and prevent the issues that we have been going on of publications and which is causing more money being spent, and because it's not fault due. So this actually assigns who is responsible, drafting responsibility. I mean, I can read it if you'd like.
Please do.
So draft Millington Township policy and procedures. It used to say special land use, but we're putting it as public notice drafting and publication. Policy statements and purposes to establish a clear, legally compliant and standardized procedure for the drafting, review, and publication of all public notices and affected resident mailings. The Township Board is fully supportive of this coordinated policy to ensure accuracy and timely legal notice. Procedure for drafting and publication. Drafting responsibility, the Millington Township Planning Commission and/or Zoning Board of Appeals Chair shall be responsible for drafting the special verbiage required for all public notices and corresponding letters to be published and sent to the affected residents. B, submission and review. the secretary or acting secretary is responsible for forwarding the completed draft verbiage to the township clerk. After reviewing the submitted draft for accuracy, clarity, and legal compliance. Clarification and edits. If the township clerk has any questions or concerns regarding the draft, they shall contact the secretary or acting secretary directly for clarification. Any necessary changes to the verbiage must be agreed upon in writing by the chair. D, final publication. Township clerk's duty. The township clerk holds the legal responsibility to publish and send out the final approval notices and letters in accordance with all state statutes and township ordinances. Any questions or concerns or thoughts? I mean, this is a draft, so we can make changes before we put it into place, if that's. But we're trying to clarify who is responsible for
So
everything.
should there be anything about a time frame in this?
We talked about that, but timeframes can change. But yes, if you think a time frame should be put in here,
I mean, just because between, if you get a bunch of questions, answers, questions about the answers, everything else, and if it's a timely matter, it needs to be done
well, I think
quickly.
part of our issues and the problems that have been happening, because we're trying to correct changes from the past. We're trying to do things quickly and getting the publications in the timely manner and having everybody read it. It's not happening. So we need to step back, take our time. It may take an extra month to get things done, but we need to be sure it's done properly. So trying to rush through things, I think, has caused issues. So do we put in there that, what kind of time frame are you talking?
And I don't know how long it would take, because between the meetings and everything else, it could take a month anyways.
Right.
So I guess no time frame would be fine. So I was just wondering if that.
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about
Consideration.
that. We just weren't sure how to implement that. So
Yeah, that would-
if you have a suggestion, and I'm glad to add that to it because it was spoke upon.
Maybe if we add what the actual requirements are, like, I know the Michigan, the law states that it has to be, is it 18? I don't know what they all are, because I've never done them. I just learned recently that it's supposed to be my responsibility. So I was looking into it. So maybe if we write what the law is, when they are, it'll be
So you're talking the notification, or even we can go to the ordinances and verify there.
Before the meeting, it has to be posted.
The posting,
It's
the
supposed to be
posting
so
dates
far
and
beforehand and
the,
yeah. And I know with us, it has to be in like the Tuesday. I was thinking it was the Wednesday, but the Wednesday it's not. It was a Tuesday. The one paper comes on Wednesday, so it has to be in on Tuesday.
Posting
So,
dates. And current paper deadlines.
yes.
Okay.
I like them in the morning.
I would just be worried about putting the paper deadline in your policy, because what if the deadline with the paper changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a thought.
I can
Hey,
look about the paper deadline on my desk.
What if it is left before the paper deadline? That's not a date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
could
have
leave
a
it vague
Yeah.
like
Paper
that.
deadline.
And it does draw attention to that.
Okay.
You can always change meeting dates to accommodate the late postings as usual.
So I will go back and revamp this and bring it to the next meeting.
Okay.
And try to add in some dates and clarification that way, if that's your desires.
Thank you,
Okay.
Shannon.
Okay,
On a,
Next week, or next month's agenda.
yeah,
Okay.
on a side note, at the last seminar that we went to, they recommend having a policy book put together that you give new employees or the new people on the board. And there's a couple of sites that I can go to get information to do that. And as we're clearing up our policies, it might be a good time to look at that too, as a future.
Jack's
Yeah.
working on a personnel thing to give 2 new employees.
Yeah, and if she needs help, I've got a lady's name that I met and talked to at that seminar. And she would have suggestions if we run into some snag or something.
Yeah, she's already started
Yeah.
compiling things as we come across them. So, thank you.
Okay, number 7, MTA winter classes.
Their MTA. No, I have do you have your flyer?
Yep. Right there.
So the MTA has a class. Tuesday, and it's a winter academy details, Tuesday, January 13th and Wednesday, January 14th. It's a 2-day class. It covers township board roles and relationships, how boards make decisions, at your services, meeting your township's needs. I think it would be very informational. So we would like to offer it to all the boards and planning commission to be allowed to attend. And then once we know, we can get them signed up early.
I think we got into what, December 22nd for the early
It's
bird.
it's actually the date of our next meeting is the early bird time frame. So
Wasn't it 22nd? Is
It-
that our next meeting?
January,
No, what I'm saying is.
December
for-
22nd would be
Yep.
the deadline.
Yep.
It's Tuesday, January 13th and Wednesday, January 14th.
Yep.
2 full days, and it's in Frankenmuth. So take advantage of the closeness and. So.
Okay, zoning administrative report.
To
So
make the
there
motion.
are 2 items that are listed under old business. Do you want me to speak to those now or when we get to those under old business?
We'll wait till, if they're already in old business, correct? Yeah,
Yep.
we'll wait.
And the only other things, it's just an updated zoning permits and complaint filed, and those are in the printed form and.
What did we ever find out about the DNR about that, oh, about that drive out there,
Pedlo Road.
Pedlo Drive?
So the DNR does in fact have possession of Pedlo Road. It is not privately owned.
Mhm.
I've communicated that to the property owner and he has disputed that. So I passed his response on to the DNR. I don't know that that is within the township's purview to address. I think that's something that the property owner and the Department of Natural Resources needs to work out. So.
I know I was involved in that when the road commission signed off and gave it to the DNR, so. Okay.
It's in your township minutes, when the township signed off and when it was acknowledged that the DNR took possession.
Mhm.
When you look back in your township minutes, it's a line item.
I have all of that.
Yeah. Any other zoning administrative report?
No.
Okay. Old business, construction code ordinance, review and adopt.
On October 13th, 2025, the Millington Township Planning Commission held public hearings and voted to recommend adoption of 2 zoning related ordinances. That includes the construction code ordinance to align enforcement with the state construction code and transfer administration back to Tuscola County. And an amendment to the blight ordinance. Both of these ordinance amendments were reviewed and recommended by the County Planning Commission on November 5th. And now they are being brought before the board for final adoption. The Millington Township Construction Code Ordinance, as I explained, simply adopts the state construction code and transfers the administration and enforcement to Tuscola County under the State Construction Code Act. The Millington Township Blight Ordinance Amendment reflects the updated enforcement language, an expanded definition of blight, which adds numbers 2 and 3 within the definition. In addition to fines, the township may seek injunctive relief or abatement. That's the recommendation from the magistrate's office. And then finally, the planning commission voted to revise the 24 hours for outdoor repair and dismantling of vehicles on residential property to extend that time frame to 7 days. So those are the changes that you have before you in the blight ordinance amendment. Do you have any questions on either of those 2 ordinance amendments?
The only thing I don't like about it is the Right to Farm Act. Because I had my header for my combine outside for probably a month working on it, but would I be in violation there?
No.
It says 24 hours.
That's
It's 7 days.
right. So the 7-day provision is very specific. You have to read it in context of the paragraph. But that
More than
wouldn't
7 days.
supersede the right to farm act. Those are separate conversations.
So the right to farm act wouldn't cover this. Is that what you're telling me, or
Supersedes.
It's, yeah,
or
Right,
supersedes it, I should say,
that's what I said, yes.
yes. So none of this means nothing if you're at the right to farm.
Right.
So long as it would be, so long as it would fall within the gaps. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to demonstrate that it does in fact
Right.
qualify under those
Got
requirements.
tall Lansing and,
Any other
Okay.
questions?
nope.
Thank you.
Notifying township residents of properties on meeting agenda policy. Number 9.
so you can see the original policy. We have in there, and then on the draft revisions, we have lined out what we would take out and add in the new, it's just clarifying and making it clear who would be responsible. Would you guys like me to read this one as well?
Sure.
Millington Township Board Policy, possible draft with revisions. Policy for notifying township residents of properties on meeting agendas. Adopted July 21st, 2025. The Township of Millington is committed to transparency, providing ample opportunity for public participation in township governance. This policy outlines procedures for notifying property owners when their specific property is scheduled for discussion at a township board meeting, planning commission meeting, or zoning board of appeals. Purpose: to ensure property owners are aware of and have an opportunity to participate in discussion concerning their property that may be addressed during official township meetings. Scope: this policy applies to discussions regarding individual properties that are placed on the agenda for regular, special, or rescheduled meetings with the township board, planning commission, or other designated township bodies. Except as otherwise required by state law or township ordinance, this procedure will be followed. Procedures: 1. Identify agenda items. The township supervisor, the board chairman, the commission chairman, or the official in charge of preparing the relevant agenda will identify items and relate to specific properties. Number 2, notifying method. Upon review of the draft agenda, the notification of the affected property owner falls under the responsibility of the township supervisor, the board chairman, or the commission chairman. The supervisor or the respective chairman may delegate the physical mailing and contact steps to another staff member or official. This will primarily be done by sending a notice via first-class mail to the owners listed in the township's record. This notice shall be sent as soon as the township knows that the property will be on the meeting agenda. Other methods, such as posting a notice on the property or a phone call, may be used if the supervisor deems it appropriate. The supervisor or the respective chairman must verify that the notification was complete accurately and on time. 3, notice content. The written notice sent to the property owners must include the date, time, and location of the meeting, a brief description of what will be discussed regarding their property, the property's location and identification, information on accessing the meeting agenda and related materials, instructions on how property owners can participate, such as providing public comment, information about requesting reasonable accommodations for individuals with disabilities. Number 4, agendas. If the township has a website that is updated monthly with meeting agendas or minutes, meeting agendas must be publicly available on the website at least 2 hours before the meeting. And the other 2, 5, and 6 were taken out. Any questions?
Well,
if you get like all the revisions added to that, wouldn't it be wise to add in there mandatory paper trail of some sort? It has to be handed paperwork wise to the, say like the administrative assistant. And then when she's done with it, it has to be signed, done here, and then given back to like the supervisor. That was completed.
Yeah, that would make good sense.
That way, if it's not just a word, call this person.
Right, because this isn't specifically saying the supervisor has to do all this. This is basically saying the
But the
supervisor
supervisor needs to
be
monitor.
monitor,
He
and
needs to.
there needs to be good communication. So that is a good,
And then if it's a
A good
paper trail of some sort or email trail,
What if we did a checklist? Like the steps of,
There should definitely be record keeping.
Yeah.
I don't know that you would necessarily, if you mail something, that property owner's not gonna bring a signed copy of that mailing packet.
right?
So I would just be afraid that would be.
Well, and if it was all, if it's the same form that like, say it was Robert that handed Jackie a thing.
Mhm.
If he had all this list down. What she was supposed to tell them,
right,
then in the bottom. There's a line for her to fill out, I did it on this date,
an initial and date,
and then he gets it back.
that is a good idea.
I think you may find the statutory duties of the clerk is to keep all records.
it is. We can-
Why would it fall on the supervisors?
The notification by the supervisor. We need one person. He's the one, the reason we did him is he's the one that is reviewing and okaying the agenda. So he's the one that sees on the agenda who needs to be notified. Say I put something on the agenda and first, a person, and he emails me, Sharon, did you notify this person that they're on the agenda? And I would email back, yes, I did. And then he's got the notification. So he's basically verifying that it's been done. Or if it's something, that was our intent.
So you
How
know the
about-
clerk?
How about stuff that's added at the meeting? I mean, we got potential charges. Those people ain't been notified.
They're not being charged. This is just to send it on to somebody else to review whether
It says
it's
potential charges. I mean,
right.
seemed like
It's-
you'd want to be here to rep.
It's there's nothing to represent. We haven't put any charges. If at the meeting, if it goes for review and charges would be put that towards them, then that's the meeting they would be told about.
So my question is, if stuff's added at the meeting, how can I notify anybody?
You won't be able to.
Can I ask
I won't be able
a
to.
question for clarification? Is your policy specific to properties like parcel IDs? Or is
Yeah,
your policy
at the top.
Specific to people, because I feel like those are two different
This
conversations.
says parcel IDs.
Yeah,
So then. that's
properties.
a Completely different conversation.
That's true. So this is about parcels. If something's going on with their
It
land,
says notifying township residents of properties.
properties is their parcels.
Mhm, right. I realize that. So my question is, I'm only responsible for this meeting, correct? Not the planning commission and not the zoning board of appeals.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make that clear because,
Yeah, the planning commission chairman would be responsible for anything with that meeting.
okay, I just want that clear because it's kind of confusing the way it's spelled.
Because, or the official in charge. So that takes you off the hook. I can also take this back and try to add in paper trail checklists, things like that. And also bring it back to next meeting if that's your request. I think those are good ideas.
So do I get into Laura there since she keeps the records?
Yep, and then Laura would. Yes, Laura would be keeping track of the records. That's part of her statutory,
That's correct.
that's part of her duties, so yes. But this is a checklist to make sure things are done, and then it would go to Laura, or you can say, Laura, can you send notification to these people? So it's just making sure everybody, if you're the one that contacted the person or know something's going on, it's to make sure it's done, gone to Laura and taken care of. So, I mean, I'm trying to get communication between all of us. And the more communication we have, the more things will not get missed. We have so many people coming up here and saying, you're missing this, you're missing that, you're incompetent, you're not doing your job. We're trying to put policies in place to assure that the job's getting done. And this is the best way to communicate as far as I'm concerned. Sorry.
You can write on some way of making a paper trail.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Appropriate tribute. I think this, other than that, I think it'd be pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, I think the next thing we're on is Millington Township meeting agenda policy,
Mhm.
and that's the old policy, and this is the new policy.
Yep.
For draft revision.
Draft with revisions. Would you like me to read it?
You want to give your voice a rest?
You want to read it?
I can read it if you're tired.
That's fine.
Is this the one that you're expecting to draft?
Oh, yeah, we want to do the one with the blue.
That's the one with the blue one.
So, yeah, so we have the red was policy and then we kind of revised it. So these are two different options. That we can do it for Millington Township meeting agenda policy, or we thought maybe it would be better to do it for all boards. So this is the draft for, it would be Millington Township meeting agenda policy. So that would cover our board, ZBOA, and the planning commission. So that's the one I would like to try to put in.
How do you have control over this board?
We're making policies to make things unified over all of the boards.
Have each board do it.
I would appreciate no comments. This is not public comment.
Like Tammy also.
Yeah, everybody else got
I'm going to.
Yeah, Tammy's part of
it.
the
Not on the
board.
board, though.
Zoning administrator is here.
Guys, it's very hard when everyone's talking for anyone online to hear us. It's
Okay,
impossible.
go ahead, Sharon.
Millington Township Meeting Agenda Policy. This policy outlines the procedures, deadlines, and responsibilities for the preparation, review, and public participation regarding the Millington Township meeting agendas. Agenda preparation and submission, number 1. This section details the procedures and deadlines for preparing the official agenda packet. A, administrative assistant responsibilities. For board meetings, the administrative assistant shall prepare the agenda and binders the Friday before a regularly scheduled meeting. For planning commission and ZBOA meetings, the administrative assistant shall duplicate the agenda and prepare binders the Friday before a regularly scheduled meeting. The administrative assistant shall ensure all background information and documents received are included in the official binder. B, submission requirements. Submission deadline. Board members, commission members, and zoning administrator may place items on the agenda by emailing the administrative assistant and supervisor and/or commission chair no later than 12 p.m. noon on Wednesday before the meeting, the regular meeting. Required information. All agenda items intended for board action must be accompanied by background information and documents helpful for understanding the issue. C, finalization and meeting day rules. The final review, the supervisor and/or commission chair will review the draft agenda and make any necessary changes prior to the meeting. In addition, in meeting additions, items will not be added to the agenda at the beginning of the meeting unless a time-sensitive situation arises. Number 2, public participation and agenda items. This section defines the parameters for residents to address the board and commissions. Time limit for public comment. Members of the public shall have an opportunity under public comment to address the board for no more than 3 minutes. Each speaker is only entitled to 1 3-minute time during each meeting and may not split the time or give the time to another speaker per the policy for public comments. Addressing board matters. If a public concern is found to be a matter requiring board action, the board may have the what is it? The board may have the
Concern.
concern added to the next month's agenda. Resident requirement. Residents must provide background information to the township for better understanding of the issue before the concern is added to the agenda. Agenda placement. Residents are not to be placed on the agenda unless the board has previously determined to add their concern as outlined above.
I would like to add any motion that is tabled should be put on the next meeting's agenda automatically.
That makes sense.
That is how it's listed in the meeting books from MTA. It's their recommended policy.
But that's not what our policy says.
I'd like to add it to our policy because it's getting missed here and on the planning commission. There's been something that was tabled in the summertime and the planning commission still hasn't even looked at it.
Table forever.
That's not,
how you get
Are
work
we
done.
going to? These are two different options, I assume.
Yes,
Okay,
the one with the blue is
how about the one with the red?
that was the first draft I told.
that's if it was just
Okay.
for us.
Just for us? And
The
this
blue one is for
everybody?
all the boards, yes.
Now, do we want to do it just for us and let them decide what they want to do, or
No, I think it needs to be
just the way it is? Beautiful.
uniform for all.
Yeah,
Okay,
There we go. And it basically
don't know.
is they do their own stuff. She just has to duplicate it the Friday before or.
Yeah, they
yeah,
do.
and she does that already, gets ready for the meetings. And each board has to turn in the information to her so she can get ready. It doesn't hurt to have a universal policy so that everybody's clear on what things are done and how they're done. It's the choice of the township boards to make the policy.
All she's doing for the other boards is putting the binders together.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's all it says.
Mhm.
Yeah, because their chairman will be the ones that are approving their agendas of the ZBOA and the planning commission.
Okay,
I'll bring back a revised copy again next month.
discussion of public comment at meeting. Is that right?
So
Just a second, on that. Not just tabled items, but it could be unresolved. Meeting.
Well, shouldn't unresolved stuff be tabled or not?
Well, if it's. Like the concerns that have been brought, that if they. If anything hasn't been resolved through it, we should discuss it again.
okay, I'll add that in. So the discussion on the oh, what number is that?
Public comments.
Public comment. It was just surprising to some of us because it hadn't been implemented before. The public comment, they can only do it once. I looked into it a little bit and it did seem to say that you can make that one time, 3 minutes. But if the board felt it was a matter that needed more discussion, you could allow them. I don't know if you want to add that to the policy or just leave it as is, 3 minutes, one time.
So how do you pick and choose?
That is a very good thought. So if you guys are all comfortable with it, we'll leave it as is. I'm just trying to go through all the different policies to bring up questions to change things if need
I
be.
don't think we should pick and choose, that's my opinion, but
Okay,
somebody's gonna say, well,
To items on the agenda for the second comment. If you're discussing something, let people talk about it to you. Because right now we have no voice about anything you discuss. at your meeting tonight until the next month.
Right.
And that's way far gone.
Well, I guess you could do the second public comment. If you wanted to wait then when we discuss things.
So, yeah, so that, I guess I'm bringing it to, because it was a surprise to our people that are in the meeting that it was limited to just one time, and I hadn't seen that implemented either. So is that what the people want? Is that how we want to keep it? That is just the one time, or do we want to allow them at both times? That's up to our discretion. So I'm just bringing it up. Everyone can decide, what if they.
First,
I didn't think it had been a problem with having the two public comments. I did.
And I think people do feel like they might have thoughts during a meeting that they want to express. 3 minutes is not very long. I've never liked the 3 minutes.
So I'm in favor of keeping the second public comment.
well, we don't have a second public comment, or you mean,
Keep it.
or letting,
You mean changing it to allow?
It's literally on our agenda, so.
yeah,
that's why
on the
I'm
allow.
keeping.
Your policy as it currently stands only allows a person to speak during
For 3 minutes, yeah.
change the policy to allow them to speak on both.
Right,
We would have to revise it.
and I think that's what you're already revising, isn't it?
I didn't change any of that. I'm just stating this is what it says now, to the surprise of and I'm just trying to listen to the people.
It brings it up for discussion, for the
Jerry,
board discussion.
so it's on your bulletin board in the sleeve. If you want to grab that, that's your policy.
So while you're thinking about changing the township meeting agenda policy and allowing for this, we could change this at the same time. If
That's
right,
my thought. If we want the people to be able to talk twice,
if that's the case, we just strike out each speaker is only entitled 1 3 minute during each meeting.
I think you would have to be specific that they're entitled to 1 3 minute at the first and 1 3 minute at the second.
so I can bring you a sample if you want, or we can leave it as is. That's fine too.
I'm personally all right. Both comments,
I would
Speaking
like-
at both comments.
speaking of both comments.
With the time limit over then, but.
I can bring back a possible revision and we can talk about it at the next meeting.
It's a good idea.
Do you have any input?
No, that's fine with me. Okay, number 12, set deadline for meeting with facilitator.
We just back in August, we had made a motion and we all agreed on it unanimously that we would meet with the facilitator to work out communication between board members, the zoning administrator. And that was back in August, so I would like to propose, I want you guys to think about whether we can set a deadline of January 30th, 2026 to have the meeting, make the meeting date, schedule it, and have the meeting concluded by January 30th of 2026. That way we can get that done.
Sounds reasonable.
So it does have to be in compliance with the agreement for the discrimination. So that was a part of the policy. So what is the status of having that set up? Do we have a facilitator lined up? Do we have
We had one lined up before, correct?
I started working on it, and that's. Cause Laura dropped it and told me to take over.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait
no,
a
no, no,
minute.
no. Laura had it all set up, a date was set and a facilitator was arranged.
That,
There, and she sent out the questions and asked everybody, is this date good? And 5 of us were to agree to it,
Nine.
and 9 of us, I guess, all of them, and only one person couldn't, but didn't get back to her in a timely manner. So yes, it was all set and ready to go. So I would say that we should use the same facilitator since that person is ready and we pick a new date. And she did mention in a letter that you could pick the date because you seem to have the most trouble getting the
give me a
dates.
variety of dates.
Well, you're the one that has the scheduling problem. So pick a couple dates and send them out to all
And to
of
get
us.
back with your answer, I got back with her within an hour after I got the email. So don't say I didn't get back her in a timely manner.
That's, okay,
Yes.
that's not what was
Well,
conveyed.
I don't know what's conveyed, but I can give you the emails if you want.
That, it might be helpful if you did
Yeah.
email all of us.
No, what I'm
Because
saying, I
we
emailed
don't get
Laura
the
and told her that
information.
it would not work. So don't sit here and say I didn't do it in a
You
timely
should
manner.
allow
I
me to
think
say
hour's plenty.
my piece.
I think hour's plenty.
No, an hour's not plenty when it's all set with everybody else.
Well, why didn't she ask
A
if that
week
date
ahead,
was good?
she did.
Okay, and I got back with her
And
within
you
an
said, I
hour.
believe it is, but then your priority.
Yeah, and then I
you
went,
to something.
I said, wait until I get home, and I did that, and the calendar said that I got a park board meeting, just like I conveyed. I give you time and,
Or Christmas party.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
That we have every year. So don't,
Listen, is that violation of Open Meeting Act, you emailing and answering?
I just emailed Laura.
Just asking. Okay, I didn't know about the other ladies.
Well, I don't know,
Yeah, sure, okay, thank you.
I don't know how they got the message.
You don't even know what
And
he's
just
talking
so we're
about.
all clear, I emailed everyone on a Monday, Robert. It was one day, it was not a Monday. He did get back to me that next morning, so it was within a 24-hour period. He had probably already left the office when I had sent the original email. So it was not that long. He was the only one that was unable to make it out of the 5 of us, 6, including
Well-
Tammy, the administrative assistant, and both the facilitators. Everyone else had it open. So he did get back to me.
If I
within
remember
24 hours.
correctly, you sent the email 7 o'clock at night. I emailed back at 7 o'clock in the morning. As soon as I got here.
Am I
Is that
wrong?
correct?
Am I wrong in understanding that you did ask Robert to pick a date and to try to
At that
set this
point,
up?
Since everyone else had been available, and this is the second time I've tried to do this, which is a lot, trying to get that many people's schedules on board. I just said, since this is the second time he has had an issue, I think it would just be best if Robert
When was it?
scheduled it.
When was the first
The
time?
first time was when it was about a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
When I first suggested that we do this,
I guess I don't even remember a year ago, but
you were the only one not on board at that time.
you mean on board doing it?
Right.
Yes, but I had already
Well,
talked to
once
the
I agreed with-
facilitator. I talked to the facilitator and they were willing to meet with all of us. And you were.
But once I agreed with the Heidi, this is the first time, correct?
Yep, it's the second
Correct.
time. that
No,
I've
what
tried
I'm
to
saying,
schedule
first time
meetings.
since I agreed with Heidi that I would do it.
I'm just not going to keep trying.
So
to
I
make
just want-
something happen. With you have
Well-
the busiest schedule, I feel like
Okay.
it makes the most sense if you schedule the meeting.
So Robert, can our expectation be that you put out there some dates and we can all get with you?
Yes, I will, but that's not the way I understood it. I thought I was supposed to take over to find one.
You
I'd have to go back and check that email again.
you asked if we wanted to use my original one, and I said, we don't have to. But it had 3 criterias that I felt that they should meet. You can't just pick
Mhm.
someone. I went with licensed, insured.
Well, I contacted Heidi and I contacted the MTA. And Heidi told me the same thing, is. Bear with me. Said, why don't you use the person you already selected and get a new date that works for everybody? You can just send her or him an email asking for new dates. And asking her to mail everything at the same time with the new dates. That way, everyone has the same proposed dates at the same time and everyone can respond timely.
So when did she send that to you?
I think it was today or
No.
yesterday.
That wasn't on the 13th?
Yes, November 13th.
So
Okay,
have you reached out to the facilitator and
No,
tried
I
to get that
haven't.
going?
No, I haven't. Did you want me to?
yes, and Heidi wants you to, the board wants you to.
Well, what I'm saying, are we gonna use the one that we had before?
Yes,
Fine.
that would be great. That's what she said in the letter,
Okay,
didn't she? You just read it, that she said it's okay to use the facilitator we had lined up before.
yes,
And that would be easiest for you to do.
but I guess I didn't understand that with the email that I'm supposed to pick one.
Yes,
After.
You're
the
supposed to
email-
I'm
pick a
talking about a
date.
facilitator.
No, you're supposed
No.
to pick a date.
you're to pick a date
That's,
because you're the one that can't find a
Okay.
date. We all can.
I will, get you a date, Laura.
Thank you.
But it's
Or
not just,
there's several dates,
it's not just Laura. I'm saying that's for everybody.
but you're in touch with the facilitator.
You are now in touch with the facility.
What- What's the name of the facilitator?
You can get this later.
Yes, I told you, if you needed their name and phone number, just reach out to me. That was after the email, and I do have a witness for that conversation.
Okay,
But I did say if you wanted to go with the one that we had, just to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to share that information.
okay. Anti-discrimination, I think we didn't touch that one. Gordon Love says we can expect it possibly sometime this week.
I thought you were gonna have it at this meeting.
Said I started a draft and will get back to you as soon as I can. I will try and have it early next week if possible. I'm not the one doing it, so I can't.
It might be helpful when he does that and has like an open-ended date. Maybe if you let him know we have a meeting on such and such a date, if we could get it by then, and that would encourage him to get it done so that you can have it for these meetings.
Mhm. Okay, number 14, table
No.
of charges.
Potential charges against the planning commission.
Yes.
So Laura, you had wanted to talk to Heidi to make sure it wasn't going to interfere in any of the lawsuits. Did you get a response from her?
She had said it is not wise to, I'm just looking for my phone, but because I have the email on it, but she had said, of course, it's not wise to discuss publicly any of the lawsuits. And that it might be, as long as there was no conflict, but it was very. Let me pull it up.
So with the lawsuits coming on, if there's potential issues going on that we know that isn't proper. My opinion is sending it for consideration if they need to be looked into. I think that we're actually satisfying some of the lawsuits, that we're not just sitting back and letting things slide. But
If you send it to someone into it.
so I can read this aloud, right?
That's why I handed it to you, because it is between myself and the attorney, so I.
Attorney-client privilege.
It's
Wasn't
Heidi,
sure.
Heidi.
If it would be wise to speak things out loud.
I guess I get from this that to proceed might be in the best interest to proceed was which is kind of what I'm saying, that to proceed so that it looks like we're actively looking into the issues that have been going to court. That's how I.
Did you get back to her on her question about the charges?
No,
Maybe if she's more specific to you, you can figure that out better.
Why don't the other two board members get to read that? Is
I
it just a
just-
click?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ward, this is not public comment. If you want to be supervisor, you should have ran in the last election.
I'm not.
Please?
Please keep your comments to yourself.
Do we get a copy of that?
You can, but I was actually literally, you
I
noticed I
would love-
had done this, I would like,
No, I want a copy of it.
okay, you can. You have
You
the
don't wanna
copy
read it?
there is- That's.
So if you want further clarification with Heidi, then this would be an issue that would have to be tabled again, possibly. Okay, thank you for,
She should review it.
yeah. Maybe can review the items that are possibly being sent regarding the charges.
Okay, number 15, Open Meetings Act allegations.
Okay, now you said you thought these were all taken care of, so
Well,
what issue, what has gone on, I guess?
I had Gordon Love create a letter, and also I think Laura put something in that letter for Mr. Henry Klaus.
And what did it state in the letter?
I don't have the letter in front of me because I didn't know we was gonna be discussing it.
Well, it's an agenda, it needs to go, okay, so this is,
Well, it's something we added
so
tonight.
do you feel that the things in the letter, all the compliance items in the letter have been met? So what have you done to met the letter compliant?
What have I done? I sent it to Mr. Klaus. Along with whatever.
Okay.
Laura- Do you have a copy of what you put in there, Laura?
I do.
Okay.
So the lawyer recommended that we review the possible violation of the OMA that you have raised and ensure the future OMA compliance occurs with all boards and commissions, and which may include future trainings or other appropriate responses. So have you done any of those?
Yes, I sent a letter to the planning commission and put it in their. Put it in their pamphlet. And also some on how to meet the Open Meetings Act.
Did they discuss it at their meeting?
I wasn't at their meeting. I don't know. I don't think they
Did they
did.
discuss it at the meeting?
No, it was given as, it was not on the agenda. You sent it right before the meeting and said, read this and review the Open Meetings Act.
So this is
So
what,
it wasn't very specific.
this is what was sent. Dear Commission, this is for your information. I want to make you aware of the allegations that the Planning Commission violated the Open Meetings Act on August 11th, 2025. I would encourage you to review the Open Meetings Act requirements. Thanks, Robert Loomis. Do you think that's sufficient to
Wasn't there?
follow what the lawyer
Yes, I
suggested you
do.
do? You do.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and then you sent a key points of the Michigan Meetings Act.
Yes.
Okay, what about training or other appropriate responses? Did
Well, I
you,
guess that would be up to them if they need the training.
why
No,
would there
you're the
be,
supervisor and you have to handle
And you're the
this.
representative of the planning commission. They
Yes.
need training.
I've gone to training. I've
I
gone
said, do
to,
you feel the planning commission? needs
yes, the
training?
planning commission all needs
Well,
training.
then why don't you put some. planning
Because you
training
as
together?
supervisor are the one that has to handle this because the complaint came into your office. You need to be a little more specific on what you want the
Thank you,
planning
Miss
commission to do.
Township Office.
okay, but I don't feel, that's why I would like to review this. Because I'd like to address the township's response to the Open Meetings Act allegations submitted by the residents regarding the planning commission on August 11th meeting. As the board is aware, our township attorney responded on October 30th with a formal letter. In that letter, the township stated that it would review the possible violations of the OMA and ensure future OMA compliance occurs with all boards and commissions of the township, which may include future trainings or other appropriate responses. Those statements clearly commit the township to two things: conducting a review. Did you review that? So all of us need to review it, which I have looked at, implementing proactive compliance measures. To date, the only action that has been taken, the placement of a printed notice in the planning commission binders on the November 13th meeting, informing members of the allegation and encourage them to review the OMA requirements. While that notification is appropriate, it does not fulfill the commitments made in the attorney's letter. No review has been initiated, no findings documented, and no training or compliance response has been scheduled. Because the township formally represented to the resident that these steps would be taken, it is important that we follow through, both for legal consistency and maintaining public trust. I move that the board direct the supervisor to conduct and initiate a formal review of the alleged August 11th, 2025 OMA violation, provide a written summary of the findings to the board, and arrange OMA compliance training or implement other appropriate corrective measures for all township boards, commissions, consistent with the township attorney's written recommendation.
Who's that from?
This is my
Oh, your
recommendation.
recommendation.
This is what I'm reviewing this, and I'm tired of things just, let's not put it on the agenda, let's just see if it goes away. I don't think the resident that gave us the complaint, and we send them a letter stating these are the things we're gonna do, and the only thing we do is give them this little one line, I encourage you to review it. So what can our actions be? I guess I'd like to discuss it as a board. What do the other board members think we should do?
If need be, if we're not understanding what the lawyer is saying, then maybe we need to get the lawyer here to help us with that
I
review.
totally understand what the lawyer's saying.
I do too, but maybe not all of us do. We need to take action. Sticking our head in the sand is not going to fix anything. And at the last meeting, only 3 people were there. So 2 of them never even saw that. There are only a few that ever go to the MTA trainings. I don't know if any of them, it never comes up. I do online meetings every month, sometimes twice a month, when these topics come up that I am not familiar with, that I do that. It should be a little more proactive from the supervisor's office, the township board, whichever needs to give the direction to get the attention of the planning commission members that maybe are not being so interested in getting the training, that it's necessary. But we need to review what and do what the lawyer said to get back on track and straighten out past
If I may
violations.
offer a suggestion. The zoning board of appeals has in their constitution and bylaws a training requirement. I can't speak to exactly what that requirement is, but I know that it exists. It might be beneficial, like you're trying to do with some of your other policies, to make those policies applicable across the different boards and commissions. That you might take a similar approach with the training requirements, with updating your constitution and bylaws to be inclusive of those requirements.
I do like that. Also, I could look online for maybe an OMA training, so we don't have to incur cost. There might be.
I looked it up, MTA sources, they have educational sessions with on-demand recordings, which include OMA compliance.
Okay.
Township Governance Academy through MTA, which is all free, online training platforms and webcasts that are all on demand. That's through MTA. Other organizations, the Michigan Municipal League has OMA training, and Michigan State University Extension has OMA
So
training.
there
And
is
I
an
had-
online training.
Yes, I have gone through both of those. It's a 1-hour meeting. You sit there, they give you very specific details on one topic. You can even ask questions and they answer the questions. And it is not hard. It should be easy for anybody to manage. Being,
These all on demand or all?
Yes, these are on demand.
yep,
I mean, they have
and there's
other-
others that you can sign up for and scheduled, like at noon, between noon and 1 on this Wednesday, you do that. Otherwise, you can get these that have been recorded and you can watch them. It's nice to do them on demand so you can ask your questions.
Because there are some people that work.
Yeah,
Right.
Can't go to all these.
true, yes. And that's why getting them recorded, and if somebody has asked a question and they answer it on there, it may be a question that was something on the mind of the person watching it. And they all give their emails, so you can email a question after the fact and they get back to you.
Okay,
Wait, I'd like to hear any more comment? I mean, what next step we want to see done?
I like the idea of the online training for everyone. That's not something we're bringing in an attorney, so we're saving costs there. And it's going to, if everyone is required to watch that 1 hour training. Um, I think that would be good. More knowledge.
Is it something that we as a board tell them to do, or just the supervisor takes the lead and
I think the
Tell us that.
board, because we're the one that appoints them.
We do all have to agree and vote as a board. And I think we should all do it as well. Right.
How about the zoning board of appeal?
they already have a policy that they have to have a certain amount of training each year?
But when I'm saying, should we require that?
When I have an OMA question.
They already
I'll reach out
require it
first
of
of all.
themselves.
Open Meetings Act delegate or Open Meetings Act class?
No, they just have the training.
Well-
I don't know if it's specific to that or not, but they do already police themselves to get additional training.
It wouldn't hurt to have all of us do it, all boards and commissions. What about the review of the possible violation? Should we as a board review that and look at it and discuss it? That was what it was said in the letter, that we would review it. I mean, we need to stick with, we had this paid money to have our lawyers write this up. And this is what they're saying we need to do. And I just don't think this has fulfilled our need. So as a board, we need to fulfill that. So do we need to set up a time where we all get together, we watch the complaint, what they did, so then we're in agreement? I mean, I know I've seen it. I don't know if the others have seen it. I don't know if the others were maybe present, but I do believe we need to review it.
Let's review it.
So I think a meeting, as time to set up to review it, maybe set up another meeting or something. But it definitely needs to be taken seriously, because the person that sent it, the plate, needs to be heard. And we need to follow through. So that's my input.
Okay. Second public comment.
Lorraine Martin, 3445 Arvilla Road. I'd just like to say that I appreciate being comment made to Mr. Worth. I mean, I understand sometimes people want to say one thing. He has been saying something through this whole meeting over and over again, interrupting, voicing his opinion. What if every one of us did that through the whole meeting? This meeting would take forever. It's not right. He needs to stop. He comes up here and he tells you people, you're not following the rules, you're not doing the policies like you're supposed to. But yet, he can say what he wants. He can talk over his 3 minutes. Then everybody else should have that right. And I do want to say, I appreciate you considering letting us speak at both of the public hearings in the meeting. I think that would be great for everybody. They would appreciate it more. So I hope that goes through.
Thank you. Anybody else? Emery?
Well, what a night, guys. Breathe. All right, as Lorraine just said, we had time to listen to the whole agenda here, part of the agenda first, and then she got to speak. So if there is 2 public comments, the people get to speak twice. That's what it's all about, because then we get to hear what's going on. The other thing I was looking at is the potential charges there. I'm pretty sure if I heard right, I don't have my notes here to review, but I'm pretty sure your zoning administrator made these charges with the township attorney. And now you want to pay Heidi Hudson to look at them too? That's costing me money out of my pocket. You guys really want to pay twice to have this done? In the Opens Meeting Act violation,
I appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate you sending me a letter. But something needs to be done. You know, come on, guys, we wouldn't be in all these lawsuits if we started doing something back then. You know, we're not done with you guys yet with these lawsuits. They just keep growing through the years, haven't they, guys? Within the last 2, 3 years. Make them stop, you guys. I really appreciate it. It's getting better. I do. But, you know, we bring up things to you guys and we're not lying to you. Let's make it happen now. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Emery. Anybody else? Okay, action items, budget amendment for contingencies to Arthur Latham Park. I,
The simplest, simple.
I'll make the motion, so we gotta move it from the contingency to the.
Arthur Latham Park.
I'll make the motion that we move the $4,000 from the contingency. Part to the Arthur Lehman Park. Latham.
Support.
You've heard the motion and been supported. Is there any discussion? And now, Laura, need a roll call, please?
Jarzell,
Yes,
Tynan,
Yes.
Cameron, yes, Cook,
Yes.
Loomis.
Yes.
Before we move on, can I get that? You know, make the motion that we move the $4,000 from
Contingency. Account. To the Arthur Lehman
Latham.
Park.
Okay, action item number 2. Act,
Oh,
did we vote it?
we did not vote.
Okay, I didn't think we did. Need a roll call vote, please?
Oh, okay, I was gonna make the motion.
We voted on the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we did, and you said no, so I thought you.
It said 2.
Yeah, number 2, adding trees around podium at cemetery.
Hold on, I actually have this. I make a motion that we reimburse Sally Settle $250 for the trees that were purchased and planted at the Veterans Memorial in the Millington Township Cemetery.
support.
You've heard the motion been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, we need a roll call. Laura?
Jarzell,
Yes.
Tynan,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Cameron, yes,
There is
Loomis.
money
Yes.
available.
You, are you sure we voted on the amendment to the budget?
Make the
Did you
motion,
say we did?
make the motion that we move the
$4,000.
$4,000 from the contingency account to the Arthur Lehman Park account.
Yeah.
Yes, but we didn't vote on it.
You didn't vote.
I've had a roll call.
Did she? Okay, I missed it. Sorry.
Cook made the motion back in October. And you voted on it already in the past.
We had to amend our budget.
We gotta go. Number 3, office staff to accept 2025 winter tax payments.
I make a motion to allow Millington Township office staff to accept tax payments for the tax collection year of 2025.
Support.
You've heard the motion been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. Construction code ordinance.
we we accept the construction code ordinance and transfers responsibility for the administration of the enforcement of the State Code Act of 1972 and adopt it.
Support.
You've heard the motion been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Light ordinance.
Well, this is the one that she wasn't. Oh, this weekend, is that something we're still gonna vote on?
No, I.
on that one. That was a different thing. That was that flood one, planned unit development.
Yeah.
I move we accept the Millington Township blight ordinance that's with the wording that's before us for use.
Support.
You've heard the motion, been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Notifying township residents of property on meeting agenda policy.
I think they want a few things redone on that one, so I will
Table that.
we'll just, I will bring it back for voting when it's prepared. We don't need to make a motion to,
So just table it.
well, yeah.
Is that the same for number 7?
Yes. We want. I just needed input and we'll clarify that and I'll bring it back.
Deadline for meeting with facilitator.
I make a motion that in accordance with the attorney's recommendation at our August 2025 township board meeting, that we schedule and attend a meeting with the facilitator for January 30th, 2026.
Or
You've heard the motion, it's been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed. Policy for drafting and publishing public notices.
It's the same thing. You want some more clarification, so that'll come back. Yes.
Distinction between recreation plan and plan unit development.
You don't really have to do anything with it. It was just an affirmative vote.
it was just defining the 3 different things. correct?
That's correct. Making sure that everyone understands mission moving forward.
Okay, number 11, the early bird for the winter training.
Yeah, I make a
Okay.
motion, we allow the Millington Township Board members, CBO members, or commission members to attend the MTA Winter Academy at the Bavarian Inn Motor Lodge, January 13th and 14th, 2026.
Support.
There's been a motion, it's been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, we need a roll call, Laura.
Yes.
Cameron, yes. Zarzel,
Yes.
Keineth,
Yes,
and Lewis.
Yes. Number 12, potential charges.
okay, do we feel, I guess with reading from Heidi, that we can move forward to have it, send it on to see if there is charges that should be brought against the planning commission, or do we? I mean, we've sat on it for a month. So.
Did the attorney already look at this or not, or?
So I think that you're looking at this through 2 different lenses. So our attorney did review the draft charges, but not the attorney that is representing us in the litigation. So if I'm understanding the concern correctly, you wanted the attorney that's representing us in the litigation to review it to make sure that there isn't anything in there that shouldn't be disclosed during the pending litigation, right? So that I did not do. So if that's something that you want done, I can carry on that correspondence, or you can, or however you want to handle it.
So how does this actually work? Do they each get a charge?
We don't even know if they're,
No, what I'm saying, when
I'm
it,
sure I understand the
when
question.
it all comes down to it, are they each individually gonna get charged? Or get a notice of charge? Or how does that work? I'm asking.
So currently, it's just a list of draft charges. They're not
Mhm.
attributed to any individual, and those charges haven't been built out. So I brought it to you for your review as you instructed me to do. So then the board has to vote to move forward with those charges, and then those charges get built out, and as they get built out, they get attributed to individuals. And then I would bring that back to you with a list of charges, and then the board would look at each of those pertaining to those individuals and decide which, if any, you wanted to move forward with. And then that individual would receive
Receive notice of charges.
notice of charges.
Okay, I didn't know how it worked, that's why I'm asking.
Who does the investigating on the charge?
The lawyer would have all the information and the meeting minutes, and he would be the one to say this is a pattern of,
So it's your zoning administrator that puts that package together that then sends it to the attorney. And then the attorney looks over it and says, yes, this is ready to present to the board. And then the board is who actually conducts that hearing.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Did you have a specific concern?
I
Okay.
I just want to know how this works. I don't know.
I think the next step, if I may, is to have those charges reviewed by the attorneys that are representing us, and we have two of them. So we have two different pending litigations with two different representing attorneys. If you would like me to reach out to those two with those draft charges and get input from them, I would be happy to do so and bring that back to the board for consideration.
I think that's a good idea.
I make a motion that our zoning administrator presents the charges to the two lawyers that are representing us in litigations for their review.
I guess I'm unclear. Why would the two attorneys that represent us in litigation, wouldn't it be our township attorney looking over the charges?
Just discuss that. So
Thinking just so we don't.
do you want me to?
discuss-
Oh, so we don't do nothing that's gonna interrupt their,
Right. And interrupt their case.
okay. I thought we already did that, no.
No.
Okay,
Support.
there's been a motion, it's been supported, is there any is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passed. Open Meetings Act follow-up.
So, I would like to see a review.
And
Um,
just a comment, we need some specific actions listed that will be taken. To clarify things. I mean, a follow-up, just talking about it is not enough. We need specific actions listed. And who is going to fulfill those actions.
So to do a review, we would need it at a special meeting, correct? Or,
Yes. If that's what you want, I mean, is that what you're asking for? I don't have a problem with that.
I make a motion that we set up a special meeting.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
If. Emery, was this what you were discussing right there about having it investigated twice? Is that
No.
what you were referring to or no?
No,
That's.
can I
just want-
answer? Can I answer?
I'm fine with that.
You're getting asked a question.
Yeah.
so-
Yes,
The potential charges was who you're paying twice. You're asking Heidi Hudson and whoever else, when the township attorney is actually the one that helped, am I correct? Create this.
Yeah, but I think it's two different questions
Yeah.
we're going to ask for the lawyers.
Yeah.
One if it affects the case,
I agree with you
and
now.
one if it is a charge.
I agree with you now.
Okay, just
Now,
wanted to make sure.
the follow-up on this is, not paying twice. It's your guys' job to do this. It's in your rules.
Okay.
It's your guys' job to sit down with this, review step by step if they violated this. And I'm not trying to be mean,
No, I've got.
No, I'm just saying, it's your guys' job to investigate this, sit down with the tape and see if they did wrong. Rather than paying the attorney all the time. That's what I've had to do, and that's how I've learned. Thank you.
I think your letter to the attorney actually outlines your steps.
Yes.
I set it up for you to do something.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready, Sharon.
I make a motion that we set up a special meeting to review the meeting of the planning commission allegations and consider appropriate response and future trainings for the planning at that time,
For all board.
for all boards. Yeah,
I'll second it.
You've heard the motion, it's been seconded, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passed.
Um. Also. I have one more item. That I just don't, bear with me on this. Mr. Worth did go through a lot of trouble preparing everything. Can you add him to next month's meeting? Or do we need to review what he sent?
Tomorrow.
I guess that would be
I'll come in and request to be on next month's meeting, and I will have additional information to be addressed. Thank you,
well, upon that note, so we actually had two people at public comment. So they stated issues, and this is where we would decide, like you said. So does Mr. Worth, do we feel as the board, Mr. Worth warrants being on next month's meeting? And also Mr. Lay asked about the meeting in December. So these two people said their concerns. So we as a board, are we thinking they need to be on next month's agenda?
Let me ask, do these need to be formal complaint to be answered, to be on the agenda? I'm just trying to clarify, guys.
From what my understanding, if somebody comes with an issue up to public comment, and we warrant that their issue does warrant to be on the meeting with special, then we will put them on the next meeting. That's the way I read our policy for putting the people on the agenda, residents on the agenda.
So
I just go through my paperwork.
And I appreciate that it's here, because now I will have time to read it, because getting it right before the meeting, I had no time to read it. So I will definitely be considerate and read your paperwork.
my question is what specifically, I need to know specifically what you're after. Mr. Wolf, I am new to this. I do elections. I love elections. The rest of the politics, it's not interesting in the least. And I am willing to learn from someone who has wisdom and is willing to share it. Unfortunately, from you, all I have seen is you come and you badger people and you don't actually have a solution in mind. You just try to stir up discord and solve nothing. And I'm very frustrated with that.
The board has the solutions. I'm bringing up the question. If you
Sir,
like, I'll come in. Are you coming in? Are you working tomorrow or
Every,
Wednesday?
I am not. I work another job. And Wednesday I do have an appointment. I will be in later. I'm not exactly sure what time. I've got an appointment in the morning. We can discuss that later, but every time you came in this past month and I heard you were there, I dropped everything and came back up because he was coming back up. So I did not appreciate my time being wasted when I heard someone wanted to talk to me and I dropped everything and came back up here for hours waiting for you to show up. And the administrative assistant offered to give you my phone number, which I have not withheld from anyone, my
Did you
personal
ask her
phone
for
number.
my phone number?
I don't have a problem with anything that's going on right now. You seem to have the issue. I'm doing the best that I can with everything. Someone has a problem, they tell me what the problem is, I work on a solution. You are very vague and ambiguous. You do not give me what your exact problem is, and you do not ask for a simple solution. You tell us where we have failed, and you tell us how we have done everything wrong without offering a solution. And I am frustrated to no end with that.
You can call me. Multiple people in this office
Very well
have my
said.
phone number.
Yes, it would be very helpful when people have an issue and maybe have a solution in mind or even a suggestion. Positive suggestions go so much farther to help a board recognize how you're feeling, what needs to be done, and a proper direction that the citizen would like to see done. And then we can work together as a board when we have positive steps or suggestions. And then we can work with that. I agree with you. Vague throwing out accusations and no solution suggested isn't very helpful to a board.
So is that how you're addressing the open meeting act? You're having a special meeting to address those concerns? Because if you wanna get a special meeting, I'll bring these concerns and discuss that in the same way and come up with solutions. I'm gladly able to do that with you guys.
Maybe we do it all at once.
Coincide with how you're gonna handle the open meeting act by reviewing everything. And coming up with a solution. I'll gladly meet with you guys at a meeting to do that.
Perhaps you need to review his rules before you decide.
Yes. We've got some documents to look over now, so we have more information for the
Maybe you
next.
do it in 2 weeks.
So does that mean that I have to wait until when to see if I'm allowed on your next agenda? Do I need to
What
have a
time?
formal request again to be on to go over my documentation? I'm just trying to get clarification here, guys. How do I proceed in a correct manner to have the board meet with me and come to a solution for these things that I pointed out?
I wish you would have stood up at public comment and you would have told us what your issues were. We would have known by the end of
I
the
did
meeting.
not have time in 3 minutes to go over.
You could have said,
Completely different.
I see you have done work. There's no doubt in that, Mr. Lee. You have definitely spent a lot of time with this. You could have used those 3 minutes and say, this is my problem. It's concise. You were very, very concise with your letter to say that you wanted to be on our meeting. But it was very vague. We need a little bit more.
Now you have, so we can get on.
What is the best way to handle this, guys? I do not know. Moving forward, and honestly, he seems to be actual open dialogue, not sarcastic, and I'm not
Well,
exactly
he
sure how to
gave,
deal with
he
this.
gave you the information. He just wants to know when he can come and explain it to you.
Well, Mr. Supervisor, what's your thoughts?
Well, I would say since we're gonna meet for a special meeting, we could do it all one day. Review the Open Meetings Act violation and also Mr. Worth. That's what I do, Mr. Treasurer.
Okay. It's good to hear your opinion.
You got it. So what do you think? 2 weeks, have a special meeting? Or do you want me to canvass you or what?
Please don't do it on a Tuesday. I have infusion treatments.
Mr. May too.
Mr. Lay had his concerns as well. Do we want to, does Mr. Lay want to be on the December meeting? Does he want to be a part of a special meeting?
So you gonna give us information, what his concerns are, or?
We had a handout
They
and
gave us just as much as Mr. Word.
We did, and they're not the same. I thought it was.
The former board members had already seen the other document,
Thank
okay, on that date. That's why I did not give it to them. I assume they looked it over 2 years ago. You weren't around. I didn't feel that was fair,
Thank you. Okay.
but I would be more than happy to explain it. Whether at a meeting, or at, a short presentation in December.
So you wanna do it in December?
I'm asking, that's fine too. Yeah, we can do it in December. That's
What-
fine.
I'm just asking
If
you.
it's still relevant, then,
Does the December meeting work for you, Steve?
Sure.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion then to put Steve on the meeting and put that
Oh.
scope back?
Yeah,
That
we
date
gotta
would
come
be
up with a
December
date.
15th.
Well, if it's at the December meeting,
That would be December 15th.
Is our regular meeting.
Yes.
You guys wanna meet in the morning or not?
Mm.
Oh, of course, old Gerald can't.
No, it's,
December 15th is our regular meeting, and does that work?
I'm done with the special.
Yes, that
Okay,
would work fine for me.
I'm done with the special meeting.
okay.
Well, let's figure on 2 weeks and I can confer with everybody, make sure that works.
No, 2 weeks is Christmas in the village
I
on a Monday night.
am not available on the 8th.
Is that more important than the Christmas party at Layton Park?
Christmas in the village is just, it's gonna be.
Oh, come on.
That must be more important.
Robert, we don't need to move side comments.
I'm just asking a question.
No, you're
'Cause
making
there was a
sarcastic
comment made that
comments.
Arthur Lathan Park Christmas party wasn't important.
we were having that meeting strictly because of you and everyone else dropped.
And I told you that day didn't work.
Yes,
Okay,
it-
we've already discussed this.
Okay,
I'm
I just want
saying
to make
as a
sure everybody's
township,
good.
I would be available
Well, let's,
Thursday, December 4th. I am not available the week of December 8th. On any evenings, well, Tuesday, but he's not available on a Tuesday.
so does everybody want to email me and let me know what dates work for them, or do you want me to just throw some dates out there?
no, I-
Well, could we all look at December
Well, I can
4th
have
while
mine.
we're here?
I'm asking.
Okay.
Mr. Worth, it's December 4th. It's a Thursday. Does that day work for you?
As far as I know, yes, but if it were to conflict, you'll be, the office will know tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. or 8:05 a.m.
So that would be a possible
December 4th, you said?
It's a Thursday.
Thursday. So you check it
Yeah.
and
Is that
I'd have
okay
to
for you?
check and get back with you.
Do you have a smartphone?
Do I have a smartphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a smart enough operator.
We can help you with the calendar. It would be helpful if you had a calendar on your phone. Because then your phone schedule.
I got a calendar at home.
Great, and it does not
I
travel.
don't need it on my phone. I can get it at home.
I know, Robert, but there's been times where we've needed.
It would be very handy if you did have it like we do. We had to learn.
okay, I think there was a motion made.
Repeat the motion.
No,
Karen,
remember it. I make a motion to set up a special meeting to review the planning commission meeting in question of the
Open meetings.
Open Meetings Act violation, and to also come up with possible response for that or trainings, and also to meet with Mr. Worth, if that date works.
Okay,
Yes, it works for me. My wife just texted me.
so phone,
December 4th.
Possibly December 4th
do you guys want 6 o'clock?
at 6 o'clock.
Please make sure the motion says alleged,
I did write.
Alleged, I'm sorry.
just making sure.
Thank you.
And I believe Luann supported it.
Luann
Yes, I
supported it?
supported
Okay, I
it.
wasn't sure about that. You've heard the motion, it's been supported. Is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed. Okay, supervisors report.
do we need a motion from Mr. Lay
Oh,
for December's meeting?
yeah, we could. Would you say it's 15th?
Is the 15th,
Yes, it's the
yeah.
15th. I make a motion that we add Mr. Steve Lay to the December 15th, 2025. The township.
Special or
Township
Regular meeting.
Regular meeting.
Support.
You've heard the motion, it's been supported. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion passed.
I'm good for the 15th. If you guys want to take me out before, put me on the 15th. If you just want to save time on the meeting, I'm just making that all.
We can discuss it, I guess, and the supervisor can decide what he wants to do, but that might be a lot.
I thought we already decided.
Okay, okay, then we're good with the fourth.
Already decided, we voted on it, and so
Okay,
supervisor's report. Just been cleaning up land splits, combinations for legacy assessing. They've all got to be done by December 15th, be good for this year. Got border review December 9th. And working with the township attorney on different issues.
I was going over Robert's rules, and as I was going across those, that sounded that the secretary or whoever was taking this, which would be the clerk. At the end, should have kept a list of action items, things that we need to do, and just review them out loud so everyone can hear what we need to work on and make sure a person is delegated to do that. So here's my quick notes, and please bear with me because this is the first time I've done this. Sharon, we have that you need to add a timeline, or like for the public notice drafting and publication. I think you already said you were going to take care of that. Okay, and then updating the township meeting agenda policy, again, just making those couple of corrections. Revise the public comment policy and add the second public comment. I'll work with you on that.
okay,
To that, Robert, I have that you will be working on getting a meeting scheduled with the facilitator.
Yes,
Okay,
as soon as I get the name and email address.
okay, and then MTA, oh, and well, we already did make the motion for the MTA training or MTA training. Actually, we did not make a motion for that. We just said that we would do the review. But I still think it's a good idea for all of the boards to watch like an hour-long OMA training.
I think we'll.
I think at the special meeting, we can, yeah.
Then, okay, that took care of that. And then Tammy, if you would reach out to the two lawyers.
Yep.
Okay,
And I think maybe the MTA training was for the winter workshop, because we need to communicate to the other boards their
That
opportunity.
was
with
an
that.
action item, number 11, that we did vote on.
We did vote on that.
okay,
But I think what she was referring to was the
I was, because we were talking about.
open meetings act violation.
We need
We will discuss.
the other boards, their ability to attend.
Okay, and I will do that then, since that was the other boards. About the training. Okay, that was it. Thank you, guys.
Is there any other reports?
I have one.
Okay,
At the last public comment, we had someone wanting to know the amounts that we have spent on attorney fees. I have, there's a paper up here. It's got from 2017 through October 2025, the amounts that have been spent on the attorney fees. You're welcome to pick a copy. I can read over 2017, it was $19,135.91. 2018, it was $12,677.80. 2019 was $18,045.39. 2020 was $9,534. 2021 was $14,003.52. 2022 was $13,629.77. 2023 was $10,251.50. 2024 was $23,748.50. And through October of 2025, it's $16,818.84. So there's a fluctuation. 2024 is definitely more, but that's for your information. That was requested, and so there you go.
any other reports? If not, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Can a motion to adjourn, been supported, is there any discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passed.
I don't know if you turn this on.
Hey. Good.
60 hours away from being township there for 17 years. Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that training that you took last. So.
Teaching, what do you mean? I'm
Senior. Oh, it's a class.
interested in training, but thank you.
I can't get this to turn on. So,
One in there.